Hi, everybody. Welcome to our session today. We are going to talk about how to create your digital marketing strategy. My name is Irma Karsten. I'm from the Digital Marketing Academy, and my colleague Nelson Kalula will be joining us today and monitoring the chat and answering your questions in the chat. So welcome, Nelson, and thank you very much. So welcome, everybody. It's lovely to see all of you, and we'd love to know where are you from. So while I'm doing the introductions, we'd love to know where you're from. Just say hi to us in the chat. And I see we have Gawa from Cape Town. We have another person from Cape Town. Umzinkulu, great, thank you. You were joining us in the previous session. Welcome back. Hi, Dylan is with us again. Yes, so the Digital Marketing Academy is the head office is based in Cape Town. We have another office in Johannesburg, that's where I am. And then we recently opened up our European office. So Dylan Kolstad, she's the CEO of Digital Marketing Academy, is joining us all the way from Germany. So we're happy to have you. Digital Marketing Academy is where we offer all training about digital marketing, both online and in person. We have a lot of blended courses. So this is where you can learn all about digital marketing. So welcome. We are excited to have you in this session, and let us then kick off. So what are we going to talk about? Today, we are going to just introduce you to digital marketing. We are going to discover a few digital marketing channels and then how to build a digital marketing plan. Right, so you are very welcome. In the chat, let us know at any time if you have any questions. I'll be covering some of them, but Nelson will answer most of your questions in there. So I see we have people from Port Shepstone, Cape Town is well represented. So welcome back to those of you who joined us in the previous session as well. Right, so let us then kick off. But before we do, just a reminder that we are offering mentorship sessions via the Google Digital Skills Program. So if you own a business or a charity, you are more than welcome to sign up for these free sessions. Nelson will type the links in the chat for us, where the Google Digital Skills mentors will then help you with free advice in terms of building your business online. So feel free to also sign up for those sessions. Right, so let us then talk about digital marketing. So we are very excited to have some of you that are back in the session. So I would like to ask you a question, and I'd like you to think about what opportunities might you get from being online. Maybe just type it in the chat. What opportunities are there for your business to be online? So I'm going to give it a few moments to type in the chat for us, but think about it. Is it to be able to give your customers an easy way to find you? Or are some of the benefits to be able to reach larger audiences or build your brand? I see that Vutomi says it's for wider reach. Absolutely, yes. Thank you. So what are the benefits for you in terms of being online? Now, we are going to look at a few of these benefits, but mobile in particular is changing how we act and behave as humans. Right, so you will see that on your slides that 747 million users are, or there are 470 million SIM connections in sub-Saharan Africa at the moment. 91% of South Africans own mobile phones, with 80% in Kenya and Nigeria, respectively. Now, that is a lot, right? And some 65% of these active mobile phone users in Nigeria alone have shopped online. So we know, and you know, that mobile has really changed how we act and behave as humans. And over the recent years, there's been a significant increase in the use of mobile phones. We've never been more connected to information, to people, maybe sometimes disconnected too, right? But there are more than 2 billion smartphone users globally that was as of 2020. So we have to answer, or we actually, as mobile users, all of us, have the answer to pretty much any question that you can think of right at our fingertips. And 60% of all searches globally are via mobile. Think about how you search for information. So we all have the power to do our own product research online, but so does your customers. They have the power to do that too, right? So what is important for us to remember is that research suggests that 80% of sales come from 20% of the population for most brands. right? Now, it is super important to understand how you should connect with your target audience to drive sales. Use it as an opportunity, and this is really an opportunity to be online and to help your business connect with your target audience easily than the traditional brick and mortar methods that we used to use up until very recently. Now, you need to then stay relevant and drive sales, and you must connect with your target audience. So it can be challenging, but it is actually more in reach than ever before. You now have more opportunities to start conversations with potential clients than ever before. So online tools have played a major role in unlocking opportunities for businesses globally. Right, so those of you who've joined the previous session, we're not going to repeat everything we said, but there will be a few touch points with the previous session, but we're going to move into other areas too. So don't leave, stay with us. We're going to discover some more tools as well. Now, what is really important is that all of these digital tools offer opportunities for us to be found globally by customers, right? And it can actually really bring in new opportunities for your business. So if you are online, you can be found by more people. If you're not there, you may lose out on business to your competitors if they are visible online. You can use it to expand your customer base where people all over the world can find your business 24/7. You can reach niche audiences and allow customers to find your products or services easily, or they may not even know of your solution yet. So people go into search engines to look for businesses, for products, for services. And a tool like Google Trends can help you to compare the number of Google searches for your products and services anywhere in the world and in your country or other countries. Or you can even compare searches for your tools or your products or services in your country versus other companies. How do the search volumes compare? Now, by being online, you not only get access to customers from across the globe, but you can also get insight into useful pieces of information that can help inform your marketing strategy and how you should be reaching your customers online. So there are quite a few free tools from Google, which will then help you to better understand your audience demographics and their online behaviors. Right, so Google offers a whole lot of tools which will help you with consumer research and to keep up with consumer demands and trends in your market. Now, the Google Marketing Platform is where you can gain access to all of these tools and to make the most of your marketing. So some of the tools include Google Analytics, which will give you more information about your website and your app, if you have an app, about your audience. Who are these people that come to your website in terms of their demographic location? Which devices do they use? Do they use mobile? But not only that, do they use iPhone or Android to come to your website? Where are they? Which browsers are they looking at? Which language settings are their browsers in? And then your Google Analytics acquisition reports will tell us more about where these users are coming from. Which of your channels are actually driving traffic through to your site? Is it your social channels, your ads, your email marketing? Because then you can understand which of those channels are actually giving you the results. The behavior reports in Google Analytics tell us more about what people do when they come into your site. Where do they enter? Where do they exit? How much time do they spend on your site? Another Google tool in the Google Marketing Platform is Google Optimize. Fantastic tool to help test split test different variations of your web pages on your website and in your apps. So the Optimize is where you can really understand which of your pages are converting and why not. And then when you have test versions or a control version and a test version, you can then test different elements on your pages like design or calls to action or layout to make sure that you really optimize on conversion. Part of the Google marketing toolkit is YouTube. So the YouTube analytics will also tell us more about how people are watching your videos, where they're coming from, how much of your videos are they watching until the end or the first few minutes. And then part of the Google Marketing Platform is Firebase, which is specific analytics for apps. Google Ads is where we run our ads from. And the data studio is also very underutilized. And I'm always amazed that marketers are not using Google Data Studio. This is where you can really bring your reports to life. Google Data Studio is a free reporting tool where all of your data sources, your Facebook analytics, your email marketing, your CRM data, everything can be linked up into Google Data Studio to give you one interface for all of your reports updated live. So once your source data is updated, if you've connected your Facebook analytics, for example, to Google Data Studio together with your Google Analytics, once your source data is updated, your report is done. So how many of you spend days in terms of doing reporting once a month, right? It's done forever over when you start using Google Data Studio. Fantastic tool. And you can customize your reports, bring your reports to life with visual tools. Another tool is Brand Lift Survey. So this is where you can use surveys to actually get real, reliable, fast information and opinions from your audience, from real people, telling you whether they've actually seen your content online or asking them other burning questions that you need to know from your audience. Right, so an example how you can use Google Analytics to understand your websites or your platform's customer behavior is by the demographics are broken down to show you valuable insights in terms of who your product or service is resonating with. So this can then help to find information about the people who are coming onto your site. What else are they interested in? Are they online shoppers? Are they technophiles? Are they, what is it that they do? Are they into gardening or e-commerce shopping? How often do they shop online? All of these information become available in your Google Analytics report. And also it helps to understand how to help your customers more, how to help them better, how to make the experience on your website better for them, and how to make your marketing material more relevant. You can also discover a whole lot more about your customers on social media platforms. So with social media analytics, this can help us then to understand, exactly who your social followers are, right? Most social media platforms have these analytics built in. The examples on your screen are from Facebook Insights and Twitter, and there are a lot of other popular social media platforms out there. So you can find out about the demographics of your audience. How are they interacting with your social media accounts? What time of day are you getting the most interaction? So which days should you post more content on? And what type of posts actually get users to take action and engage with your content? So all of these tools together help you to understand your customers more. Because if we understand them, we'll give them relevant content that will turn them into loyal customers who want to come back and engage with your company or brand. Right now, we've discussed a few benefits, right? But let's look at how we can use this then to build an audience profile. So there are a few fundamental benefits that will help you to really understand your insights to build a correct audience profile so that you know who you are communicating to and who are the people that you need to attract in your marketing. Because that will help you to support your business growth and stimulate growth. And it can paint a picture of your users, because if you know who these people are that you are actually creating content for, if you know who the person on the other side of the screen is, it will make your content so much more meaningful. And then it doesn't just become another Facebook post. Then it becomes a really relevant piece of content that your audience wants to engage with. So think about your audience, right? You can now understand who they are, who you are reaching. And also you can profile them to connect better with them successfully. If we look at traffic sources, you can then discover the routes that people are taking to reach your site and to find you. Which platforms and tools are they coming from? In terms of content, you can see how customers are reacting to your messages and are you connecting with them successfully? Do they like your content? And in terms of conversions, you can then see where your customers are taking action. Are they buying products and are they successfully completing the path to purchase? Now, on top of getting access to global marketing and making more informed decisions when you are producing products and services and marketing material, it also being online then allows you to communicate with your clients and give them better support online. All right, so now how does it help us to communicate and support our customers better? So if you are online, it gives people the opportunity to communicate with your business, like using, or for instance, using online listings like Google My Business, or platforms or type of directory services like TripAdvisor, or social media apps where people actually spend a lot of their time. Now, communicating with these customers have a lot of benefits. So, because you get to know your customers' demographics, their interests, their locations, and you can listen to the questions they are asking, the things they are complaining about, the feedback they're giving. This can help you then build customer loyalty and a really credible customer and a really loyal and targeted customer base. Because what happens is new customers often use reviews. They make use of reviews to decide whether they are going to purchase a product or not. So it's important to really prioritize your customer service and actually encourage your users to leave those reviews. It can help you to develop a brand identity, because a positive image out there can really increase the likelihood of prospective customers doing business with you. Now, because this is public information, it's easy for new potential clients to see your content and to help market your business. But very important, you need to respond to these reviews, right? If you don't respond, and we all have seen that, where we go onto TripAdvisor or Google My Business to look at reviews of other customers, and we then see that the company does not ever respond to reviews, good or bad, right? That could leave a negative effect. So you need to respond publicly to boost your image and to also bring the human element of your brand to people who are looking at your reviews, so that customers can believe in the quality of your product. Right, so now that we have an idea of the benefits of digital marketing, let's look at the different channels that can help to grow your business online. Before we dive into the different channels, let me just stop for a moment and see whether we have any questions. I don't see any questions in the chat right now. Thank you for those who have commented, but please let us know if there are any questions. Right, so let's look then at digital marketing channels. Now, there are different channels to consider for your digital marketing, but we're going to look at 6 key channels. So now, digital channels is where you use any effort to spread the word about your company and to reach people online. Now, essentially, it's anything that you do online to get more attention and hopefully sales. Right now, as the digital age picks up speed, then new channels are becoming available. There are new channels being launched all the time. Right, but it's important to get grips with the established ones. Very important is search engine marketing. This is where we pay for ads to appear on search engines like Google and Bing, for example. Right? In social media marketing, this is where we use social media networks like platforms like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn and all of those platforms to get the attention and reach new people. Display marketing is where we use online advertising that appear in many different formats, like on apps, for example, right? And this is where we use images, video, animation. You can also use text links that appear on many websites across the internet and not just on search engines. Email marketing is where we collect and use email addresses to communicate to your users. Do not underestimate the power of email marketing. Email marketing is very, very powerful in terms of getting a direct response. And your email list belongs to you. So if the social media platforms are closed down tomorrow and your Facebook followers are gone, they are gone. Your Facebook followers do not belong to you, but your email marketing data does. And it's a very cost-effective way to reach your customers. Then in terms of content marketing, this is where we create and share different types of content like blog posts or video or downloadable guides or infographics that will attract more attention and then ultimately drive traffic through to your website. So let's look at a few of these channels in depth. Now, if we look at search marketing, this is where on your screen you will see a search engine result page. Now, search marketing is all about using the power of search when users are searching to reach new customers, right? So what you're looking at on the screen is a search engine result page. Now, the appearance of the page will adapt according to who the person is that performs a search, right? Now, there are 3 main things that a search engine result page is made up of. The first thing is the search query at the top of the page. right? So this is what the person has typed into Google to find an answer to the question. Now, the results then that they see are shown either as ads or organic listings. So ads are those paid listings then that appear on the top of the screen above the organic listings, and a little sponsored ad icon appear next to those. Where the organic listings then are the websites that appear after the ads. Now, these websites that appear have been optimized to appear at the top of the search, and they are not paid for. So let's look at organic listings first, right? And this requires you then to do search engine optimization on your website. So how do we get started? Now, the method used to boost your visibility on search engines is called search engine optimization, or SEO, right? Now, this process is really all about helping search engines like Google to understand your web pages, your content, and then creating an experience that is relevant for your website visitors and customers. SEO is actually all about giving users a fantastic experience to help them find the information that they're looking for, to help them find your content and ultimately turn them hopefully into customers. So how do we get started? Firstly, you need to sign up for Google Search Console, which is a free tool, and it'll help you to tell you more or more accurately how to actually appear, let your website appear on page one eventually. So you then submit your content to Google in the form of a sitemap, and then you can monitor how you are doing. Where is your page ranking when people are searching for the solution that you have to offer? Google Search Console will also then send alerts if there are critical issues on your website, like broken URLs, slow loading pages, or where your pages are maybe not optimized for mobile. And this will help you to then make sure that your site is optimized so that users will click on your site and go through to your website. Right, so if there are any errors or issues on your pages, it will make it difficult for Google to actually rank your page higher. So Search Console will then help Google find your content. And that's when you submit that sitemap. So the sitemap is actually like the structure of your website that will help the Google bots to understand what is the structure of your website, which pages can they find on your site, which images or videos or what type of information is visible on your site. So then when it comes to getting indexed, Google will understand how your site links together. Right? And this is, so when you then submit a sitemap, you can then promote your site online and offline and always share new content. SEO, search engine optimization, wants fresh content on your website. Fresh content like new blogs submitted, news, right? So don't just build your website and forget about it. You need to always produce fresh content to stay relevant. So the next step is then to optimize your content, right? So you need to create valuable, helpful information that users really want. Because Google values fresh content and useful content, not just selling to your audience, but really giving them unique, accurate page titles. Create logical titles for your website and little snippets of information. Then use heading tags to emphasize what is the important text parts on your website. So search engine optimization helps you then to improve your website's visibility to people who are searching for products and services just like yours. So Brian asks, if one optimizes for Google, does it optimize for Bing, etc.? Yes. So Brian, we do not optimize for specific search engines individually. Your website is optimized in general, right? So then when your site is optimized in terms of the content, the keywords, the structure of how your pages are named and the information on your pages, all the other search engines can find your content too. So yes, when your site is optimized, it enables all the search engines to find your content. But having said that, very important is we do not build websites for search engines or algorithms. We build websites for people, right? So if you create content really for your audience, for the people on the other side of the screen, for your target customers, giving them information that will be relevant to them, then as a result, naturally, your content will be quality, right? And quality content is what is rewarded in SEO. Right, so let's look at a few tips for successful SEO. Now, search engine optimization is a long-term process and it never stops, right? So there's no shortcut. You cannot do SEO today and tomorrow you'll rank on page one. Right, so SEO is to help improve your visibility to people who are searching for your products and services, but you need to really understand your audience. Again, you need to conduct keyword research, understand which words and phrases and terms are people using on search to find what you're looking for. They may not know what your product name is, but they are looking for a solution. For example, if a client has a sore throat, they may not type in the name of the medication that needs to solve their problem first. They're going to type in search or keywords like sore throat as an example. And then they would find information, and whatever information is relevant, they would click on and then ultimately find product names in terms of what is going to help for their sore throat. You need to think of your customers like someone with a sore throat, right? What is the solution that they're actually looking for? And what are the words and terms they're going to type into search for your content to come up for ultimately for them to find the solution? Right, I see a few more questions. Romeo asks, what is the most effective digital marketing channel to use for a film production company? Romeo, you need to ask the question, your potential clients that you would like to attract to your website, who are they? Are they key decision makers? Are they consumers? And what are they going to look for? Is your target audience small businesses? For who do you produce films? Do you produce films for small business owners, right? And then what are they going to look for in terms of the solution is that you have to offer? What type of films do you produce? Do you produce corporate films or corporate videos and speak their language in terms of the solution that they're looking for? Right, so definitely and I'm going to guess over here that your clients may be small business owners, right? Then you should be on Facebook and LinkedIn, Google Ads for sure, because if they are going to look for someone that can help them produce video content, then those may be some of the channels that they are going to look for. But I'm guessing, I don't know who your target audience is, right? And yeah, that's exactly what Nelson said. Thank you, Nelson. And then also, what is important, to just come back to your question, Romeo, in terms of choosing the channels, remember that each and every digital channel have different types of users on those channels. Facebook users are on Facebook to relax and engage with others and be in a social environment, right? Twitter users are on Twitter to stay up to date with news. Twitter users like fast-paced environment. People who are active on Twitter are not scared to voice their opinion or get involved in conversations and debates, right? Where, yeah, absolutely. Nelson says Instagram is visual. So Instagram is all about the visual elements, maybe showcasing your previous work that you've done, as an example. Facebook users behave differently on Facebook than they do on Instagram. So when you do your channel strategy, you need to understand what are the users actually doing on this platform. What are they going to look for when they come onto the platform, right? Also then, right, so Brian also asked content for users and meta tags for SEOs. So it's going to depend on, Brian, what your users are looking for, right? So your title and your meta tags are those little pieces of information that will be visible on the search engine result pages, right? So definitely thank you for your questions in the chat. Thanks, Nelson, for manning the comments too. Right, okay. So let's just come back to SEO tips, right? Now, just remember, and I said this when I answered Brian's question, we don't create content for search engines or for Google. We create content for our target audience, right? So you need to publish useful, high-quality content and understand your customers and then optimize to suit their needs, right? It's about your customers' needs. What is the problem that they are trying to solve? Yeah, and then obviously you need to make your web pages search friendly, right? So there are two elements, both on-page optimization with technical elements like how to structure your headlines and your meta tags and descriptions, but there are also off-page elements like having referral links that come through to your website, being visible on other people's websites so that they can refer traffic through to yours. Right now, on-page optimization or the physical changes to the content that you make to your website's pages can then quickly help the search engines to find the content on your site. Now, there's no way to speed up this process, right? Sneaky things like stuffing your web pages with keywords is not going to work, and there are specific algorithms built to pick that up, right? So you need to really take the time to do it properly, and then you will reap the long-term results. Now, another way that you can enhance your business's visibility is with Google My Business. Right, so Google My Business is also a free Google tool, and there are many ways of search that you focus on your efforts to build visibility. So Google My Business gives you another opportunity to be visible. Right, so because it's in terms of the search engine algorithms or the SEO factors, local search is one of the main SEO factors. So it's particularly effective where there are local, if your business is listed on Google My Business, so that users can find you in local listings or in search results. Now, why? Because a high number of searches every day are local. Think about your own searches every day. Looking for an ATM near you, or a petrol station near you, or a fast food restaurant near you, right? Many of those searches are local every day. And if you have customers that you can engage with in person and locally, then you should really consider creating a Google My Business listing, or a listing on TripAdvisor or Yelp or Bing or any of these other platforms and directories where customers can find you. Because all of us, even we as customers, use tools like TripAdvisor to find those local businesses, right? Like hotels and restaurants and entertainment areas with good reviews, obviously, that we can go to. So it's very, very useful for you to have a listing on those platforms. Bing, Yelp, TripAdvisor, all of those allow you to do the same as Google My Business. And you can use it in a manner where you can get verified instantly and also verified by Google. Just as a quick tip, if you are battling to get your Google My Business listing verified, we at Digital Marketing Academy are Google My Business partners, so we can actually help you to get your listing verified. You can send us an email on info@digitalmarketing.co.za if you are battling with your Google My Business listing verification. We can help. Right? So Google My Business will then allow you to create a free listing, and that will then come up in search. And this is considered then as local SEO. So to help Google help you, then you can should have a more descriptive listing, which will boost the visibility of your listing. If you don't have a descriptive listing, really describing your business and solutions, your customers may not be as keen to engage with listings that have complete information in there. So how do you make your listing stand out, right? There are a number of factors that can affect that. So make sure that you have images in there so that people can see what does your business look like, right? Or where they can find you. Or you can update your images. Reviews are super important because reviews are what other people are saying about your business, but make sure they are good reviews, right? And then the address part in Google My Business actually help users to understand if your business really exists. Right? So one of the best ways to get your customers' attention is by posting fresh and relevant content to your Google listing. Fresh photos, maybe updates about promotions that you are running or something happening around your business, news around your business. Remember that SEO wants fresh content. So make sure that you post fresh content in your Google My Business listing too. Now, Google My Business also recently launched new types of posts to help businesses attract the customers, which will include things like promotions, deals, and events, right? So you can then share those updates and your upcoming events and your specials and your coupons, right? So very important. And thank you, Nelson. Remember to reach out if you are battling with you haven't done your Google My Business listing setup, or you have a listing but you're not verified yet. We can help you with that. Right, now we spoke about the free marketing kit from Google My Business. So this is where a lot of tools actually then become available. So this can help your customers to stay informed about your business. You can create custom posters and social posts and all kinds of reviews on your business profile. And all of that is for free. And we all love free, don't we? Right. So let's look then at SEO versus SEM. search engine optimization versus search engine marketing. Now, SEO in itself is free, which of course is the obvious benefit, and you don't pay to you don't pay search engines like Google to show your content. You actually earn your ranking based on the relevancy to your search query. Now, search engine marketing is where we then pay, but only when someone actually clicks your ad, or if you've optimized for impressions when your ad is displayed. But only once they've clicked, if you've optimized for clicks, then you pay for your Google ads. Now, the benefit of Google ads versus social ads is that, remember, social ads, we target consumers based on their interests and who we think may be interested in our content or our products. But on social media, those ads may seem intrusive because users use social media to relax, right? So then this ad pops up on the newsfeed. They may not be looking for your solution yet. Google Ads, on the other side, will only be visible to people who are actively searching for the keywords that you've optimized for. So think about it. Google Ads can actually be more effective in terms of really getting in front of people that are looking for the solution that you offer. Right? So when we optimize our Google Ads by sending relevancy signals to Google based on your website, based on incoming links to your website and other factors like reviews, for example. Right? Site speed matters. So in terms of the Google ranking or the relevancy, your site needs to be optimized to not have slow loading pages. Right? Now, with search engine marketing or SEM, we choose the keywords that we want our ads to be shown to people who are looking for our solution and then bid on those keywords. So it's much easier then to be visible for those important keywords than SEO, where SEO is an organic, natural process that happens. And that's why SEO takes time, depending on the nature of how much competition you have or the search queries that you're trying to rank for. For example, ranking on page 1 for pizza may take months, but ranking for a pizza restaurant near Cape Town may only take a few weeks to rank for because it's more specific and there will be less competition overall. Right? So just keep that in mind as well. Right, so now we've looked at the differences. Let's see how we can get started then with search engine marketing. Right, so there are 3 steps to get going with SEM. So firstly, you need to create a campaign in Google Ads, right? You log into Google Ads with your Google account, or you can create one. And then each ad needs to start with a campaign. Remember, in digital marketing, a campaign is always linked to a business objective, right? So before you start your campaign, you need to be really clear about your business objective, right? So if you sell lots of products, then, campaigns can help you to organize and promote them. Let's say, for example, you sell shoes. Then you may want to have a campaign for men's boots or women's shoes or winter boots or whatever the case may be. Right now, we are focusing on search advertising. So you could then select the search network to ensure that your ads are shown. Right now, where SEO is a long-term result, so SEO should form part of your long-term digital strategy, but where search engine marketing like Google Ads can help you achieve your short-term goals. So it should actually be a balanced approach between optimizing your site for SEO, but then also running Google Ads to get quick traffic through to your website and quick results. Right now, with Google Ads, next you need to choose your targeting options, selecting your goals, right? And then also you may want to choose in terms of targeting who your ads are being shown to, your city. Or you can even target as specifically as a postcode for a certain area. Now, the larger the geographic area that you are targeting, the more likely will be that the search volumes will be higher. You can also specify specific times of the day or the week that you want your ads to run or be visible, or not run. Maybe you don't want your ads to be visible over weekends. Depends on the outcome that you want. You will also be given the opportunity to set a budget for your campaign. So you will enter then, when you enter a new bid, just make sure that it's relatively low to begin with, so you can get a gauge of how your keywords are performing initially, and that you have data to work with in order to then to increase or decrease your bids based on the data that you have. Next step is about the keywords, right? So it's incredibly important to pick the right keywords, or whether that will depend whether your campaign is actually then visible to the right people or not, right? And you need to really make sure that your keywords are related to your ad and your audience so that the right keywords are used for your content to be shown. Now, make sure that your keywords are tightly themed and consider matching options so that you can actually then strengthen your keyword approach. So, align your keywords with your business goals. You can then manage the match types. How are your keywords matched with the searches that your users are performing? And then you can refine your keywords with negative keywords, keywords that you may not want to rank for. Let me give you an example. I worked with a company. The company name is Torpedo, but they are in marketing, right? Then the company name is Torpedo, but they didn't want to come up for people who were looking for the meaning of the word torpedo or in another context, right? So then that would be negative keywords. So you then need to write compelling ads, right? Keep your headlines in line with what people are searching for, right? And make sure that you include promotions or offers. Focus on user benefits, not key benefits and features of the products. What is the benefit to the user? And then create copy that really appeals across different devices, desktop, mobile, and make sure that you focus on your headline imagery. And then you can also implement ad extensions, which are those extra bits of information, extra URLs, extra unique selling points that users can then click on to make sure that they find the right information. So search engine marketing helps to reach customers instantly in search engines and help reach the right people at the right time. Right, so a few tips for success. Right now, it is really vital that you have a tightly themed keyword list so that you can run a good campaign. So you need to curate your keyword list. Now, the relevance of a keyword to an ad impacts the click-through rate and the quality score of your ad. So are users, people who are searching, actually going to click on your ad and click through to your site? Right? Now, the more often your ad gets clicked on, the higher the quality score and the less you have to pay for your bid position. Now, the bidding or the auction of your ad happens every time your ad is eligible to be shown. So your score, your quality score is not one score that stays constant. Your quality score happens for each and every time your ad is eligible to be displayed. Then Google will actively determine the quality score for that ad. So that will then determine whether you rank a number one for that ad or below your competitors on a search engine result page, for example. Right? So then also in terms of ad extensions. Now, ad extensions are those ads when you perform a search on Google now and an ad comes up. It's a little text ad with more information. It's a little bit bigger, but they have more information that people can click on. Now, this is one of the easiest ways to improve your click-through rate is by adding ad extensions, right? Because they make your ads stand out. They're physically a little bit bigger, and it also gives more context to the overall value of your company. Now, adding ad extensions is completely free to set up, right? But obviously, when it results in more clicks, then the clicks will result in more cost. But ad extensions are free to add to your ads and free to set up. But they actually can make your ads cheaper in the long run. So make sure your Google Ads account is linked to your Google Analytics account, because then you can directly see how your visitors, who clicked, where they clicked, which landing pages did they enter your site on, and also then how are they guided through the journey on your website, and if they ultimately then convert or not, right? So let's look at a deeper look at display advertising. Or social media, sorry. Now, social media is where a lot of people spend their time online. This is fantastic for brands to bring the human element to their customers, right? And it's also good for top and bottom of the funnel marketing activities, because on social media, you can actually then reach new people and by nurturing them, turning them into advocates of your company. So if you're considering starting social media for your company, or you need to persuade your manager why it should be a good fit, then we can give you a few tips in terms of the value that it can add. It can definitely generate more sales, right? Up to 77% of the population in Africa on social platforms like Facebook really, will consider online shopping. So it can reach new audiences. There may be new business opportunities. You have the ability then to highly target the demographics of the audience that you want your ads to be shown to. This is where you can build relationships and networks, right? In terms of adding value to your brand, this is where you can raise customer service levels, where you start two-way conversations, and also where you can show a more human side to your business and build your own communities. It can help to improve your marketing to help you get noticed on search, to get more people to your website, to gain customer insights, and also to keep an eye on your competitors. Right now, again, there's a difference between organic social media and paid social media, right? So organic social media, those are the free clicks, actions, engagements on your site where you don't pay for your content to be visible. Content will appear then on your business profile and in your followers' newsfeed, but you can only reach your followers and friends of them. When paid social media, this is where you pay for those engagements and for your ads to appear in more places and where you can reach people that have not followed you before. Right, so let's look at how we can get started with social media ads then. Now, or social media marketing. So the key areas to focus on again is by focusing on your target audience. We always come back to that in digital marketing. Who are they? What are they interested in? What influences them? What are they looking for? Which social platforms do they use? And then choose your channels carefully. To come back to your question earlier, I think it was Brian. Yeah, I think it was Brian. Okay, choose your channels carefully. Do you want to focus on business or lifestyle? Then start with one channel if you're not sure. Test the channel, and then once you know what is working and what is not, try another channel. Because different channels need different strategies, right? Now, they are all free to use, right? Like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and YouTube, right? And you can then, once you get to know one platform, you can start with another. Again, all of these platforms have analytics available so that you can learn more about your users, use the insights to understand what they are engaging with. So think about the type of content that you may want to post. People love to see what's going on behind the scenes. Share announcements. Give them tips and advice, right? You can run a theme or a regular content feed. Show the personality of your brand, the people behind your brand, right? There are lots of social networks out there, lots of ways to use them. But before you start signing up and posting all over the place, you need to actually start with a simpler question. What are you hoping to achieve with your social media channels? Right? Now, and this is where, it's very important that we focus on setting a goal. Right? You need to be really clear. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? Maybe you're looking for a faster way to respond to your customers. Maybe it's a way for you to reach new customers and to encourage them to buy from you. Understand your audience by knowing what it is that they're looking for. Cut through the noise because there's a lot of noise in there and get them to take action. Now, consistency and regular updates on social media is absolutely crucial to your success. Right? It's important for you to be active on these social platforms, whichever platform you choose, because customers are looking for conversation. That's why they're following your page in the first place. And they want to know they are able to engage with your page then regularly. So let's look at content marketing. Now, the essence of content as a marketing strategy is that, if brands can deliver consistent content, ongoing valuable information to the buyers, then they will be rewarded, or our followers will reward us with their loyalty. So content marketing is actually really about selling ideas rather than selling products and services. And this is where we use storytelling to actually build relationships with our customers. Now, content marketing can take many, many different forms, like, so a few that you are familiar with are blogs and videos and case studies and guides. But you can use these types of tools to give your users valuable advice, right? So you can use YouTube videos to show them how to use your product, right? So you can also use short content versus long content, right? So short content are those posts on Facebook that can be between 300 to 500 words, where long form content is blogs where you give more information. like articles or white papers or really helpful information to help your users do something in their lives or make their lives better. So how do we get started then with content marketing? Firstly, you need to build your personas, your customer personas. So a good way to do this is to really, again, break down your audience in terms of who are those people. Before you start writing content for them, building content for them, really define your audience and then, really break them up into smaller buckets. So, if you have a large type of target audience, who are those specific different types of people that you need to create content for in your company? And create different profiles then for each of your customer segments. Next is to create a customer journey map. What are the steps that your users take from becoming aware of your product or service right up to where they actually become a paying and ultimately a loyal customer? Map it out. Do they engage with your business in person? Do they come into a shop? Do they perform online queries or complete a form? What are all of those touch points with your customers in the journey up to getting them to become a paying and loyal customer? Think of the questions that they may ask in the process of purchasing or information that they need to help them make the purchase decision. Then use the content to generate the business. Facilitate them through the journey. Answer their questions. Give them relevant information to help them buy from you. Give them the right information to help buy your product. And then distribute the content on the right channels to make sure that you reach the right audiences. And always include a call to action. It's no use giving them fantastic, helpful information, but you don't tell them what the next step is. You need to tell them, sign up, buy now, visit the website. What is that action you want them to take? Right, so let's look at a few tips then to strengthen your strategy. So behind every successful brand is a wealth of valuable, relevant content that really connects with customers and build trust, right? Great content helps to build trust with customers and leads. So use content to facilitate the sales process. Use a storytelling process to engage the audience. Tell stories of real people like them who've used your solution. And then measure and tweak your performance based on your insights. Right, so there's a lot of choices today. We've given you a lot of choices, but you should also definitely consider email marketing, right? As I mentioned earlier, the money is in your email list, and that's where conversion happens, right? Because it is a great addition to all of your digital marketing channels because it is really cost effective. You can communicate with your clients via email marketing for almost, it can be free, right? And it also really works well on mobile. But the secret to email marketing is to create personalized content, customize your campaigns and create targeted content. Don't just send out a bulk email with the same message to all of your consumers. When you've segmented your audience, you need to create specific messages for those segments, right? Because you can customize emails with first names and other information within your emails. And you can send out, you can really scale your email marketing up to thousands of people. You can use your email marketing for feedback and surveys, right? And this is where you can keep track of your customer experience and what people want to engage with. Ask them those questions. It could also help you to then use customer satisfaction emails to get feedback from them. And then you can connect with an already engaged audience. And because it's permission-based, it actually means that your users want to hear from you. They've opted in to hear from you. So it gives you the opportunity to communicate effectively on a large scale with those people who care enough to give you their email address. So by signing up for your emails, the audience, then you can extend an invitation to them that you want to hear from them. You want them to follow you on social media. And that's how you get useful, relevant information and give them useful, relevant information. So a few tips for your email marketing. There are many email platforms out there, or email providers that offer kind of similar features, right? Where you can then compare functionalities to one another. There are free platforms and more advanced ones, depending on what it is that you would like to do. But, a few examples of platforms that you can use is MailChimp. Love MailChimp. It is really, really very cost effective and free for up to 2,000 names on your list, but with a lot of functionality built in there. Right, so you can, even as a starter, MailChimp will guide you through the process, and you can then upscale to more advanced platforms like SendGrid or Aweber or Infusionsoft, all of those types of platforms that can offer you more automated and advanced features. You need to make sure that your list is relevant, right? Make sure that you have permission to send emails to these people. So invite them to subscribe and then group your list, right? So it is very dependent. The success of email marketing is dependent on the quality of your list. So it only works when the audience wants to hear from you. So ask your subscribers if they're interested in receiving updates about products or services. And then find out how they prefer to hear from you. Do they want to hear from you weekly or monthly, or then record what you learn from their responses for your future email campaigns. Make sure that your content is relevant and useful, because that's the most important part of your email, right? So then treat your readers like VIPs. These people who subscribe to your email list are valuable and they want to hear from you. That's why they've given you permission to land in their inboxes, right? Show some personality. Make sure that your tone, your voice, your sense of humor, actually, those are some of the important reasons that people sign up to your email in the first place. So keep it useful. Think about which emails you open in your inbox. Which ones do you delete right away, right? And maybe that email that you haven't opened could have benefited you in some way. So a few tips to strengthen your email marketing strategy. Make sure that your list is grouped or segmented so that you can really provide relevant content to them. Someone who has not bought from you, a potential prospect on your email list, the way that you would communicate to that person will be completely different to someone who has bought from you already and is now a loyal customer. Right, so that will help you to tailor your message. Keep it short. Think most people open up their emails on their mobiles. So make it easy for them to scan through your email quickly. Make sure there is a call to action, right? Look at your open rates, your click-through rates, and then you could tweak your emails based on the data. So clicks help you to then see, where are people actually taking action on your email. Look at your unsubscribe rates. How many people are unsubscribing? It is going to happen, but you should actually, have a less than 1% for your list, less than 1% average unsubscribe rate. If there's a spike in people unsubscribing, then you're sending too many emails or your content is irrelevant. How many signups did you have since your last campaign? So those are the types of information that you need to gather. Right? So now let's look at building a marketing plan. We're running a little bit over time, so I'm not going to pause too long for questions. Please let us know if there are any questions in the chat. Thank you, Nelson. I see the chat is quite busy. Thank you for responding in there. Right, so let's now look at building your plan. So there are 6 key steps. Firstly, your business goals and objectives. Understanding your business goals and objectives. Secondly, what is your budget available and your resources? In terms of how do you have people that can actually man your digital marketing efforts? Third step is focusing on your audience and then deciding which channels you are going to utilize, and then plan your activity, right? So when you set your key performance indicators, you need to be really, really smart about them. And that's where we set specific, measurable, assignable, realistic, and time-related key performance indicators. Right? So be specific in terms of what it is that you want to achieve by when, right? So now let's look at a scenario where we can put these into practice, right? So in terms of setting goals and objectives, now what is really important is that you need to be clear about what it is that you want to achieve as a business. And then goals are those statements of the desired achievements and the steps that you need to take to get to your goal. So, for example, we used the example of Mondi, or a hairdresser, yesterday, but let's look at Mondley, who's a hairdresser, and his business goals are to get more customers through the door and get people in his area to know that his business exists, right? But now, business goals should align with your online objectives, right? So now your online objectives are how you're going to reach those goals. So they should align with one another, each other naturally. So in terms of your business goals, is it to make more people, aware that you exist? Then your online goal should be to increase your online reach and awareness. If your business goal is to sell more products, then your online goal should be to increase your website sales. If your business goal is to get found by more people, then your online goal should be to increase your social media likes or followers. If your business goal is to get more returning customers, then your online goal should be to increase traffic through to your website, right? So you need to set your objectives with an online focus. A few examples again for Monday could be to increase traffic through to his website, or increase online sales, or increase social media, right? So how is it then that we move forward with a plan? Right, so let's look at Mondelez's example again. So what is possible in terms of your budget and resource? What you need to be really realistic. What is budget? What is realistic with what you have available right now? Be honest and look at your challenges too. For example, Mondley doesn't have a website at the moment because it's too much of an investment. He does not have the budget available for a website right now. So then also think about your audience, right? Mondley targets females in his local area, and his most valuable customers are females above the age of 30, and they normally have children and work part-time. Most of them use Facebook, right? So think about the demographic information: age, location, gender, job titles, but also psychographic information like their goals, their challenges, their interests, right? Females who go to a hairdresser don't actually want a haircut. They actually want to look beautiful. So think about not only the demographic information, but also the psychographic information. Right, step 4 is then to decide on your marketing channels. Not all marketing channels will suit your business. Consider which channels will work best for you, and do that by using your online objectives. Right, so if we look at the example on the screen, some of these channels are more appropriate than others for reaching the online objectives. Right, for reach and awareness, channels like display ads, social media, and content marketing may work best. Where for increasing customer loyalty, channels like social media, email marketing, and content marketing may work best. So think about what is going to work best for you. Right, and then lastly, you need to then choose a channel based on your target audience and your goals. Right, so for inbound marketing, this is a marketing strategy that attracts customers by creating content tailored to them. So this is where we use search engine marketing, so SEO, organic social, Google My Business. Where outbound marketing is where we push the message out to more people by using ads, display ads, email marketing, paid social ads, affiliate marketing, and also print or broadcast marketing. Right, and then step 5, plan your activity. So in Mondley's example again, his online objective or his statement is, my online objectives are to reach more people in my local area and get more returning customers. I don't have a website yet as it's too much of an investment right now. How can I use digital to help him? So he can use or approach his challenge strategically. He can list his business on Google My Business. And did you know that you can create a free website on Google My Business? If you don't have a website yet, you don't have budget for a website right now, Google My Business is where you can create a free website. Mondley can set up a Facebook page to get reviews and post pictures of his customers and their hairstyles. He can also use Facebook ads very cost effectively to target people in the local area, right? And then offer with an offer to attract new customers. Step 6 then is to now really determine how are we going to know whether we've achieved success or not. So your KPIs need to be defined according to your core business objectives, your critical or your core business objectives. Right, so be really clear, are your objectives very specific? Like in Mondley's case, he wants to increase his online sales by 20% within 3 months. Right? And to increase a brand awareness on Facebook, he wants to grow his audience by new people with 40% by when? Right? So looking at Mondley, coming back to his target audience again, or his strategy, now putting it all together, this is what his marketing plan may look like. So his business goals is to reach more people in a local area, get feet through the door. His online objective then is to increase online reach, increase returning customers. His audience is females between the age of 39 and 45 in the local area and past customers. The channels that he would optimize then is his local search engine or SEO, like Google My Business and Facebook. And the activities then would be to build a website, to boost his visibility on Google, and use Facebook ads to target people in the area. His smart objectives would then be to increase bookings from past customers by 20% in the next quarter, to increase his Facebook page likes from new people by 40% within the next month. And there we have it. 6 steps to building a digital marketing plan. Right. To recap, focus on your business goals and objectives. What is your budget and what are the resources that you have available? Who is your audience? Which channels are you going to use? How are you going to plan your activity? And then how are you going to measure success? Right, so that brings us to the end of today's session. Before we wrap up, I see the questions were very active. Thank you, Nelson, for manning them while I was talking a lot, right? But if there are any other questions, please let us know. Absolutely let us know in the chat. While you are typing in your questions in the chat, just remember the mentoring sessions that are available to business owners and charities. Sign up for them, and the Google Digital Skills Mentors will be able to help you with your digital marketing. Right, so what are your next steps? What do you need to do, right? You need to think about what do you need to put in place. Are you clear about your objectives? Are you clear about your online objectives? What is the one thing, again, that you need to maybe change after today's session? What do you need to go and implement? Right? So think about what it is that you're doing right now, and are there other things that you maybe should be considering in doing? Right. Again, a reminder to follow Google Digital Skills on the social platforms. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can also keep an eye on new training and content coming up in there. And the Digital Marketing Academy will run quite a few more training sessions. So watch out in your email address or in your inbox. Keep an eye on your social media and join us for other sessions coming up where we will deep dive into more specific areas like Google Ads and more specialized type of topics. Right, so if there are no further questions, thank you everybody so much for joining. Thank you for your participation and all your questions and comments. We really enjoy it. We're looking forward to see you in our next training session. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.